Okay, this is Christy Mattoon from Mind Rewire. This time we're going to get this video done. This is like my third attempt. I just had a beautiful dog run up to me and say hi, so I had to cut it off for a second. Okay, so what we're talking about this morning is how to unlock your heart. And you're going to hear many different teachings. You probably have heard many different teachings from different gurus all over the place about your heart, but nobody ever really tells you how to unlock it. So that's what I'm going to do this morning, is I'm going to tell you exactly what you can do to start the process of unlocking your heart. And is this a process? It depends on the amount of damage you have sustained during your lifetime. The more damage you have sustained during your lifetime, the harder it tends to be to unlock your heart. And this is just what I have noticed with people and what I have heard from people who do the work that I teach. I am standing out in Utah somewhere, and I'm just looking over this field. It is absolutely gorgeous. There's some cool plants down here. Okay, let me get back to it here. All right, so understanding all of what these gurus have said, I want you to put it all aside. Put everything you think you know about unlocking your heart aside, or about being in your heart, about anything to do with the heart. I want you to move away from all of that just for a quick second. That's kind of cool up there. Okay, sorry about that. I keep getting sidetracked. All right, so these gurus all talk about the heart, but they never really get to the point of telling you how exactly to unlock it. And that's super unfortunate, because that's the information that you really need. In this selection, that's exactly what you're going to find out. So what I teach is heart coherence. I teach people how to breathe, basically, right? So we start with breath, and then from breath, you're moving your awareness into your heart space. And if you don't know how to move your awareness, this can be a little bit of a hindrance, but it would be the same idea as when you're in your brain. You can tell that you're in your brain. That's your awareness. If I am staring at a rock, like I am right over here, I'm staring at this rock, my awareness is on the rock. My awareness is not inside me right now, it's out there on that rock, right? And I can start picking apart things about the rock without even getting close enough up to it to touch it. Do you understand what I'm saying? If I'm in my brain, I'm probably running through all the crap of my life trying to figure out what the hell just happened. Yeah? Or if you've had a great life, you're probably rejoicing and just like loving yourself right now. Does that make sense? So you bring your awareness to your heart. This is heart coherence. Now, some people can get in quickly and some people can't seem to get in at all. This is what we're calling like walls around the heart or blockages. When you can't get into your heart, the idea is to start very gently just moving your awareness to your heart space and becoming aware that you're aware you're at your heart. And then keep moving your awareness back to this space multiple times a day. This is your starting point. That would be step number one. Move your awareness to your heart, and then become aware that you're at your heart. If you're noticing blocks, just notice the blocks. Don't worry about it. Just notice them. Just be there. Over time, you will find that this area starts to soften just with your awareness. And then you'll be able to get into the heart space. Notice that I said over time, right? You could have the instant miracle where it's just, tear the walls down and all of a sudden you're done. I wasn't lucky enough to do that. I had experience after experience in psychiatrist's office and therapist's office and counselor's office, and hitting the blocks. That's all I could ever feel was the damage of my life, which meant understand how the physiology works. If you are feeling the damage of your life, you are on the outside of your heart. You have neurites that create neuroplastic on the outside of your heart. They hold memory, they hold pain, they hold it in the form of feeling. And if you are feeling that stuff, your awareness is on the outside of your heart. So I would say congratulations to you, you found your heart. Move inside your heart. And then people say, but there's a block, there's a wall, right? So you have to start doing things and taking that apart. And I would suggest the easiest way to do it is what I'm about to tell you next. So you don't have to go through all the process of get rid of this emotion, get rid of this issue, get rid of this problem, get rid of this memory, All of these things we're told we have to get rid of, and all the protocols that we've learned and all the stuff that people do. This one thing I'm about to tell you can do it all if you're steady and you keep at it. If you're steady and you keep at it, and it will change you over time, and it will change the process itself. Your understanding of it will change over time. So once you've found your heart space, we're going to add some power to it. I want you to start saying I love you as you move your awareness to your heart. So now you're saying I love you. This is one of the greatest things a person can do for themselves, is to love themselves. But I want to teach you this on a new level. Before, when somebody told you to love yourself, you thought about your old physical self, right? Fat, skinny, ugly, beautiful, white, black, red, yellow, whatever the combination was, stupid, smart. You tried to love that. You tried to love that part of you. And it was great, because you probably found a different aspect of yourself in loving that, especially when you could come to a place where you could gently love yourself in the condition you were in, no matter the circumstances or conditions. Super interesting. I remember Queen Latifah back in the day telling all of us fat girls to love our fat. Right? Quit trying to change yourself and just love being fat. That didn't work so well for me, because my fat was super toxic and it made me very sick. And my fat didn't come by way of simple eating issues, although I had the eating disorders too. It came by way of my mother's issues and whatever I had with her. So once I figured that out, I was able to get over that. But loving yourself in whatever condition you're in is one kind of love, or one aspect of love. And like I said, that's great, but there's an even greater layer. So this is the next layer to loving yourself. It means loving your inner self, your higher self, your God self. To truly love yourself, you have to know the inner part of you. This is the truest part of you. This is that internal, eternal part that I talk about in Heart Coherence. This is your spirit. This is the part that moves on after this physical life. When you come to understand and know this part of yourself, love will alter. Love will change. The nature of love itself comes from spirit. It is what spirit is. It's not something you do or have to do in order to obtain love. It totally alters everything about you. So the easiest way to start to unlock your heart is to start by saying, I love you, but not by saying it to your outer shell, your physical self, or your outer world. Start saying it to your inner self, to your higher self. And even if that doesn't make sense right now, go to your heart space, think about what your higher self is, and just start whispering, I love you. Start saying it out loud. You can scream it at it if you want to. Right? You're going to start unlocking the space of your heart much faster. But you definitely want to say it to your higher self and not to your outer shell. The key to this is to have your awareness at your heart. If you're noticing that your heart is closed and telling yourself, I can't get in, you are not saying, I love you. You're blocking yourself, right? So at the point that you get to your heart and say, oh, it's still blocked, I can't get in, cancel that and just say, I love you. And then just continue to say, I love you. And try to notice the feeling of softening. Try to notice the feeling of your heart softening. There's something about love and spirit that go together, and that should go without saying, but it needs to be said over and over and over. Love that we learn as a human, love that we learn in this physical 3D plane is totally different than the love you get from spirit, because your spirit is love. It doesn't do love, it is love. If you start loving the trueness of who you are from a state of love that comes from spirit, your heart will open like a magic box. Okay, having said all that, I am going to give you my recommendation that you can use as a practice to open your heart. So you're going to start at least 3 or 4 times a day, if not more. My preference would be every hour for 3 minutes. And the people who know me the best and have done work with me know that this is where I always start. If you can't get there, you should be practicing all the time. Meditation is not a one and doneer. Meditation is not I sit down one time a day for 2 hours or 30 minutes or whatever you're doing. Meditation is a constant state of being. Meditation is a constant state of being. Prayer is every word out of your mouth. It's not the words you utter when you close your eyes. Prayer is every word out of your mouth. So at least 3 or 4 times a day, if not once every hour for 3 minutes, move your awareness to your heart and then start saying, I love you, with your intention being that you are loving your higher self, your spirit self, your God self. That's it. That's what I want you to do. Start practicing that today, and I guarantee you in 2 weeks you will not be the same person. All right, I'm going to run. I got to get to the kitchen. I pulled off on the side of the road just to tell you this because my spirit was pressing it so hard. Comment below if this helps. Comment below if this helps. Like, share, subscribe. As always, that helps my channel, which needs a lot of help at this point because I've only got 1 strike left. But if this helps you, it might help somebody else. I'll also try to post this to my Brighteon channel, and I've been told to start either BitChute or Rumble, so I'll get those going. If it helps you, it might help somebody else. So please share these videos. Bless you. Thank you.